Peace and prosperity, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm coming today live from a mobile home which is located in Dhamma Dipa, which is a Vipassana meditation center here in England, in Herefordshire. And yeah, I know usually I like to make videos outside, capturing the beauty of nature and whatnot. However, I'm still on the grounds, and it's actually day 5 of a course. So we're right in the middle of a course at the moment. Why am I speaking? Because I'm serving here. I'm here as a server. So I've made my way into this mobile home, which luckily is empty. And I just wanted to kind of, because I never made a video talking about my experience, because I just sat a 10-day course. So I thought sooner rather than later, before the energy goes away, I would like to kind of share the message of what happened to me during my third time at a Vipassana 10-day silence retreat. So I'm actually going to do kind of like a self-styled interview in this, because usually I just waffle on, but I'm just going to go over a few key points. So yeah, this is my third time at a Vipassana course, and I've done my first one last June. So June 2022 is now May 2023. So yeah, that's 3 times in a year. So what brought me back so soon? Well, yeah, the first time I done Vipassana, it was life-changing. If you haven't watched my video, my first Vipassana experience, you can find that on my YouTube channel, Undeniable Force, on my wellness practice playlist. But I'm actually thinking of changing it to a whole Vipassana playlist, because I know that there's a lot more Vipassana playlists to come. So if you're watching this in the future, which you probably are, then go check out the Vipassana playlist and you can find all my Vipassana videos on there. So yeah, the first time I done Vipassana, it was life-changing for me in terms of all the tension I was able to rid, and everything just made sense, and it was so simple. But the thing is, I was moving into the ISKCON temple, the Hare Krishna temple. I was scheduled to move in a week later, but I had told myself that, bro, when I get to the temple, I'm not going to do the chanting. I'm literally going to sit there in the morning during japa period, and I'm going to sit there with my shawl on, and I'm just going to do Vipassana and pretend that I'm chanting, because I knew that the Vipassana was giving me that something, that stillness, that healing, that the chanting wasn't giving me. And matter of fact, the chanting seems to agitate my mind even more. Of course, no one has to chant like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama. You can do it slowly, you can do it in your mind. However, I found that, well, this is what came to me, that no, when I get there, I'm going to continue with the Vipassana, because when you come to a course, you realize how simple the process is and how beneficial sitting for an hour is. But, of course, there's a but. When I went there, of course, well, actually during the week that I came back, I quickly lost the practice. I think I smoked weed one evening, and I didn't meditate, and evening is very difficult for me anyway, and I didn't have a spot to meditate in the place I was staying or my own room. It was quite complex, and like I said, I think I said in another video, keeping that equanimity, or when the practice isn't going well, that's the main thing, is to keep going and not crave or not chase the sensation of that pleasant flow. So by the time I got to the temple, I kind of scrapped the whole thing, and I just surrendered to the process of ISKCON and the chanting and stuff like that. The same way that when you come to a place like Vipassana, you have to put all other techniques and practices, as much as you love them, to one side, because there's a reason why the process is the way it is, and if you don't follow it, you can't expect to get the right results. So that was the first time I sat Vipassana. But what happened? I came back 3 months after. So after staying in the temple for some time, maybe like after a month all of this tension came back in my back. Of course, then the jaw, that came back really quick. And I think one day I was really just agitated, and I really needed to actually sit there and do stillness meditation. And I sat in the corner of my room in the temple with my shawl on. And I remember sitting there trying to do Vipassana, and like I couldn't do it. I was trying to do the scan, I was trying to do like feel the bodily sensations, and I couldn't do it, and I was getting really annoyed at myself. But anyways, I still sat there, and then after like 20 minutes, I must have got up and I was like this. Wow. And I realized in that moment that it's just about checking in. It's just about observation. Meditation doesn't need to have any goal as such, and it's more so just about observation and seeing what's actually going on within the body. So yeah, at that point I realized, yeah, definitely I needed to go back to Vipassana. So yeah, after my 3 months, more or less 3 months stay at the temple, I went to Spain. I done something else there as well, but I also went to my second Vipassana retreat at Dhamma Dipa. Check out my tour of Dhamma Dipa there. You can find it on my Vipassana playlist, which I'm going to make probably today. And basically, yeah, the second time I said, right, this is it. I know when I leave here, because I knew I was going to India with ISKCON again, so I was coming back to the temple life again. But this time round, I was like, I failed to do it the first time. This time round, 100%, I'm going to keep doing Vipassana, and I'm not going to do the chanting. But what happened? When I came out from the center, I came back to Barcelona, and it was like the busiest weekend of the year. Some festival going on, and the energies were crazy, and it was loud and intense, and I was staying in this hostel, and I remember just sitting on my bed trying to meditate, and again I lost the sensations. I guess I was craving. I didn't really understand the practice that much, and people need to understand that when you come for a 10-day course, yes, it is life-changing, but can you continue to implement, can you sustain, can you maintain the practice? It's a long journey, it's a long old journey, so I was beating myself up that I lost the practice, when actually the key is just to remain equanimous when things are going good and when things are not going not so good. It's just to remain equanimous. So yeah, I quickly lost the practice, and then I went to India and went on this whole journey, and like I said, when I went to India, I actually was doing no meditation and actually just wasn't even chanting. So when I was with the Hare Krishnas, I wasn't even chanting, if I'm honest. And but anyways, so I knew that Vipassana was waiting for me, and it was calling me again. And it's actually thanks to my guy Liam. So yeah, shout out Liam if you're watching this. I actually told Liam about Vipassana last year, and he came, and it's been life-changing for him, and it's thanks to him that the circle has gone full circle, that when I came back to the UK, he really inspired me to come back to Vipassana and really helped me with the process of getting myself back here. So yeah, I made my way back here, and this time I'm sticking around, because both times when I'd been to Vipassana before, I did not want to leave. Why? Because when you start talking to everyone after, the most amazing, beautiful people are here. Everyone's here on the same journey. Everyone's here working on themselves. Everyone has just undergone this magical 10 days, this complete cellular reset of Vipassana, and it's just a wonderful place. It's a wonderful place to be. But unfortunately, the last 2 times, the path was calling me to go elsewhere. So yeah, I've come back this time, and I'm actually doing long-term serving. So I'm going to be staying here. I'm serving this course, and I'm serving another 2 minimum. So yeah, that's kind of why I came back so soon. So yeah, that's 3 sittings in a year, and I'm sure there's many more to come. So yeah, my mind state before entering was, well, if you've been following my journey, I just went on like a 7.5 month, travels. And upon returning to the UK, I was welcomed back by some darkness, and I quickly went into the old loop of of smoking, of eating, sleeping, just kind of overconsumption, sabotaging my energy, the darkness, escapism, and it was what it was, and I kind of surrendered to the energy. And upon confiding in someone about these 2 weeks I went through, this is just a theory, but this person said to me, because I escaped the English winter, I was gone for the whole winter, and winter, the seasons are here they have a certain energy, and winter is all about death and rebirth. So this person kind of said that I may have experienced that in like a 2 week period of really going deep within and the darkness, and really going into the subconscious and fishing out some stuff that I didn't know was there. So anyway, that's just a theory, but and it was also interesting that this darkness I went through was in the middle of these two eclipse energies. So there was the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. I don't know what the science of these sort of things, but around those two full moons that went with the eclipse energies, which is a big time of change, this was when I was experiencing that darkness. So anyways, I surrendered to the darkness to a point where it couldn't go on any longer, and I decided, okay, it's time to pick it up, it's time to switch it up. And what did I do? I fasted. You probably already guessed if you watch my videos. So I done a dry fast. I dry fasted for 1 day, completely nothing. So like no food, no water, just a lot of rest, a lot of going curling up and going inwards and sleeping off all that wasn't serving me. And then I done a 7-day liquid fast. So to be honest, guys, I wasn't drinking too much juices. I was mainly drinking that secret fluid, if you know what I'm talking about, the fountain of youth. More than ever, I wasn't throwing away any of it, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, the process of fasting never fails me, and I'm really glad to say that I was able to get out of that loop I was in, and make it to some sort of level of normality and regulation. So this 7 days led me up to the point where I was coming here, and I broke fast on the coach on the way up from London to Herefordshire. So actually I can say that after I finished the 10 days and I sat where I sat when I first came, just outside the centre, I realized that how deep the transformation actually was, because I realized how emotionally numb I was when I arrived. So I mean, the fasting obviously kind of really neutralizes you to a degree, but at the same time, the transformation that took place in Vipassana was pretty powerful. So this is Dhamma Dipa. This is the main centre in the UK. There is another centre in Suffolk, which I done my first Vipassana course in. And just quickly about the centre, it's very big, so it actually accommodates, there's 64 males sitting and 64 females, that's the capacity. So in the other places I've been to, there's been 30 males, 30 females. And also next door, we have Dhamma Padana, which is for long-term courses and executive courses. So, and actually the servers in the kitchen here, they accommodate, they cook for the Dhamma Padana. So the kitchen workers here, they're doing a lot. They're cooking for like 250 students every day, every day, every day. So, it's quite a big centre, and accommodation-wise, there's a lot of different accommodations accommodating a lot of different humans. So you have like A block, which is the single ones, and then you've got B block here, which is like the double ones. And then you have the little house, which I'm currently staying at the moment, just over there, which has rooms with like 2 beds, 3 beds. And then you've got the other C block there, and you've got one big room which has about, I think, 9 beds in. So I don't know how they work these sort of things out. I know that old students have the main priority for the single rooms, and I was lucky enough. Let me talk about this actually. When I arrived, I wasn't actually confirmed to sit, and the centre manager actually picked me up, and she said, I can't take you if you're not actually confirmed. And I was like, look, they told me on the phone to come down, because I said I was going to come for two courses, so I was going to either sit one and serve one, whichever way round was possible, but I wasn't actually confirmed. And I said to the centre manager that, look, just trust me, I'm meant to be here, everything will work out. And then I came here and it turned out that someone pulled out and there wasn't space for me, and I ended up having the lovely single room, but I'll talk about the single room later. So yeah, that's that. It's a wonderful big open space. The woodlands over there that you can, when you go for a walk, it's fantastic. A lot of greenery. There's these nice little yellow flowers, and you could just lie there. And I mean, obviously you're meant to be meditating, but you know, on your breaks, there's a lot to explore. Other than that, you know, it's beautiful, nice and clean. All the facilities are well looked after, and it's a very supporting place to do the deep work of Vipassana. Okay, so the food. I mean, when I first got here, because I've been, you know, living in a few establishments or institutions, ashrams and all these kind of things over the last like year or so, um, you know, and you know, being in India, I can say that I've probably tasted the best when it comes to like vegetarian food, vegan food. I can say that I've tasted the best, hands down, and you know, that's Indian stuff. Um, so yeah, when I came here, it was like, I mean, I love it now because I'm here and I've been with the kitchen workers and I really see the work that they're putting in. But at first, I kind of, you know, was looking at the menu or what was given, and I was like, man, did they pull these recipes out of a book that was called like, you know, vegan food for, you know, meat eaters or something like that? You know, it was pretty kind of like random stuff, but and when I say vegan, there is vegetarian options, so don't get put off if you know you're scared of this whole vegan thing. There is cheese that's optional, there is milk that's optional, there is yogurt that's optional in the morning. So yeah, don't be put off if you know you like, oh, I can't do the vegan thing, you know. So yeah, in terms of the food, yeah, I mean, I love it now. There's a few nice little sweet treats that they add in. And you know, when you come here, because it's donation based, you know, Goenkaji says that, you know, we come here as like a monk, as a beggar. So, you know, whatever is given to us, you know, we accept. So yeah, I've grown to love the food now, and I've got used to it. But I mean, I still can confirm when it comes to food, you know, my heart is with, yeah, man, the Indian cuisine.